pretty important. You know, when you play representative rugby, I think it's crucial to have that video analysis. You can then go back to the players with some constructive feedback. But you know, when you speak to players individually and you're verbally briefing them, it's always difficult to portray what you really mean. So it's always great to have that visual aid as well, just to give the players that visual feedback. And then it kind of confirms your points to move forward, to make them a better player.
Within part of my game has been a massive part of the experience throughout the season for Coach Logic, because we've been able to analyse your plays, the opposition. Each game we'll go back, we spend a lot of time looking at each other and sort of what we can do right with when we're playing on the pitch, because obviously that tool is there for us to use.
What it's done for us this season is it's saved time of going through a whole game during a video analysis, using up time, and time is a precious thing when you're coaching. You try to squeeze as much in, but if we can break that down even more so, and the use of coaching logic's been brilliant in the fact that the guys can all go away and in their own personal time at home, and that they can go through the areas which I've asked them to look at and to develop, you know, to come back when we future video sessions, that they can then lead the session. I can see that whether they've listened and they've taken it in.
It's pretty important that you identify perhaps strengths and weaknesses in other teams, and then you try then to counteract that with your strengths and weaknesses within your environment. And like I said, you know, it's pretty crucial to give boys honest feedback. So, you know, praise when praise is due, and when they do good stuff. But then, you know, it can be used then to make them better individuals.
There was no video analysis in the early days. It was just one of the coaches would go off and take notes, and then you would have a bit of a sit-down feedback with them. Obviously technology's moved on nowadays, just someone videoing a game and then being put down on DVD, but with the use of the apps and the systems that are there now, like Coaching Logic, fantastic piece of kit that we can actually break phases of play down and go through it very thorough, to help develop not just your skills as a coach, but also with that you can take it into the players and help develop them from their previous games, and also how to develop yourself when you play your opponents.
Spent a lot of time watching the DVDs, which was a bit sort of tedious, and the boys would switch off, but Coach Logic enables you then to sort of get the point you need done as quick as possible, and sort of anything during the game then the boys can sort of refer to on the timings and obviously the clips, and go back and we can sort of look and study them points in sort of key matter.
I'd recommend using it just for the fact that you operate and use it no matter where you are. As long as you've got a laptop or even your phone, you're in business. The other fact which I think is great is the fact that if I need to speak to an individual player about a certain aspect, privately email him through the system and have a look, tell him to have a look at certain areas which I feel he needs to work on, and it can get done, and he can email me back to say yes, I'll look at that.
I definitely recommend it because it enables you to sort of break the who plays down and sort of go through, so like from kicks, kick receives, obviously exit plays, tackles, so that's obviously the massive part in our game. So we're able to break that down and see where we're going wrong, where we're going right, and on each clip, and to see if there's a pattern. If something's done, then Coach Log just enables you to bring the pattern up.
It's quite easy and straightforward to use. It's a remote system that when we're away, because we're not a full-time professional outfit, when we're away from the Army Rugby environment, it's great to have that access to it, and you know, you can then engage with players on the private message side of things. So for me, it's really good. You can almost stay in touch with the players and give them sort of like constructive feedback, even in remote locations. So you know, for me, it's been really crucial this year, and a massive aid to help us retain the inter-services.
This is the first year that we've used Coach Logic, and I have to say that from the first time I met the team when they flew down from Edinburgh to meet us, we've been hugely impressed with what they've been able to provide. Unlike a regular rugby team, we draw our players from all over the United Kingdom and indeed Germany. It's very difficult for us to actually have joint sessions with our forwards and our backs, and we have used Coach Logic frequently to actually do remote learning and observations. It's been a huge increase in the way we've been able to interact with our coaches and players, and I have to say that it is without doubt one of the major factors that for the first time in 3 years we won the Interservices Championship.